In this video, I'm going to give you guys 10 pro player tips to take your guys' game to the next level so you guys will stop losing to good old Timmy down the street and start winning games, get better rewards, and start making even some money on Madden. These tips have helped me get into the top 25 back-to-back years and also make over $20,000 in my playing career. So, enough yapping, let's get into the first tip. So, for our first tip, it's going to be to use jet sweeps. So, identify where the jet sweeps are in your playbook, and if it's in your passing information that you guys call every down, it's even better. So, I call the gun normal, Y off close, and I have a jet sweep from the slot receiver with Deion Sanders. So, as you guys can see, we are going up against one of the best formations in Dime 3-2, which everybody runs the loop blitz and the engaged blitz. So this is going to be one of the best ways to counter that, and especially if you guys are in the red zone, you guys need 5 yards. This is going to be one of the best ones. You guys see right here, Deion Sanders is going to be able to get to the outside. We're going to be able to cut up inside. Now, granted, that was only like a couple yards right there, but when you're in the red zone, getting those couple yards are going to be huge. Or if you're on a 2nd and 3, it's going to be huge just to pick up that first down using these jet sweeps. We haven't broke anything huge. We haven't got like a big 20-30 yard run, but getting these 3 couple yards every time, being able to cut up inside like this is going to be huge, just to add something different to your offense. So if you guys are in the red zone, or if you guys need a couple yards, make sure you guys are using jet sweeps. For our second tip, it's going to be when to use zone drops and what zone drops to use. So if you guys are using zone drop, I wouldn't use them until 3rd or 4th down in a big scenario. The reason why is because I think default is the best way to play zones. Your hard flats are actually going to play where they're supposed to. Same thing with the clouds, hooks, and curl flats. So once you get to like 3rd and longs, 4th and longs, maybe even 3rd and shorts, this is where you want to adjust. So if we're on a 3rd and 10, I always adjust my flats to the yard line. So if it's 10, I'll put them to 10. If it's 8, I'm going to, round it up to 10, of course. Same thing, if we're on a 3rd and 12, I'm going to round it up then to 15 for my flats. Same thing with my hook curls, I'm going to also round it. Now, let's just say we need a big stop. It's like 3rd and 2. We know they're probably going to throw something short. I'm going to keep my flats on default, keep my curls on default, and move my hooks to 5 yards. So hooks to 5 yards are going to stop your zig routes. Sometimes they'll even stop drags across the field. If you have like your user in a 3 rec, you switch off to them. You guys are going to be able to play certain drag routes, zig routes, a whole bunch of stuff. So when you guys are using zone drops, I wouldn't use them until the big downs, 3rd and 4th down, and then kind of look at the yard line. Okay, adjust from there. If you guys are short, put them on 5-yard hooks, leave everything else default. If you guys are going 3rd and long, 4th and long, adjust your flats and hooks to that yard line, and that is going to be our second tip. Coming in on our third tip, and this is going to be more of a player thing, you guys are going to want to make sure you guys are using mid-zone KO. Mid-zone KO, one of the best abilities in Madden. So if you guys are playing Ultimate Team, CFM, or even looking at Regs rosters looking for certain DBs, mid-zone KO should be a huge thing you guys are looking for. So what this does is, doesn't matter that the zone they're in, it's more of the yard line. So I can put my Ty Law in a deep blue, I can put him in a cloud, and as long as the pass is around, I'd say about 5 to 15 yards, he's going to react a little bit better no matter what zone he is in. So mid zones are one of the best. They give really good break on the ball, allowing you to get more interceptions or more pass knockouts. So make sure you guys are using mid zone KOs. You can also pair them up with different KOs. I think mid zone's the most important. But putting deep out zones on your outside cornerbacks and your safeties, or maybe even flat zones on your slot cornerbacks, can help even make your mid zone even better. Now for our fourth tip, it's going to be your quarterback abilities, what you should be using. So if you guys have the choice, you guys want to make sure you have Gunslinger on your quarterback. Gunslinger, what it is, pretty much makes the release faster and also gives you a little bit more velocity on the football. Pair that up with either Master Tactician, or you can combine Backyard QB and Conductor, which is pretty much Master Tactician, whatever's cheaper AP-wise. Or if your quarterback doesn't get it, you guys can put these abilities on. But pretty much what these 2 abilities allow you to do, you have High Route Master for everybody, so everybody gets an additional 4 routes. All your receivers, your tight end, and your running back. Plus you have QB Playmaker, which has taken over Madden this year. QB Playmaker is going to allow you to reposition where your receiver is going. So if he's running a drag to the right, you can flick your left or your right stick to the left, and then he's going to cut back to the other side of the field. And this does really good, especially for switch sticks. Just being able to change directions on a dime with this playmaker ability. And then Conductor is going to allow you to hike the ball even faster. Gives you some more hot routes, and you guys can set up your offensive plays faster and catch your opponent off guard. And then finally, Gift Wrap. Gift Wrap, not many people talk about. This prevents you from dropping passes, maybe where you pass lead it maybe a little too much. Your receiver gets into a diving animation, and he ends up dropping the ball. Gift wrap also helps with a little bit of catching traffic too, but it's more of the diving catches so you don't get screwed over when you get rewarded for not getting rewarded by throwing a wide open pass. So if you guys have control of what's on your quarterback in MUT, maybe CFM, make sure you guys are putting on all those abilities I just mentioned. So for our fifth tip, it's going to be to make sure you guys are using PA blocking. And I've been preaching about PA blocking for the longest. And this is going to help you guys counter every single loop blitz that is in Madden. Also, maybe even some engaged defense. It just gives better blocking in general. So why does it give better blocking? Pretty much what PA blocking does is that the loop blitzers, instead of actually looping, they actually just run straight at the left guard. Why do they do this? I don't know. It doesn't matter if you pass, commit the defense, whatever. They're just going to run at the left guard. And then also does really good at picking up edge heap. The reason why is because the tackles on a PA play actually kick out a little bit more than they do on a regular play. So it's going to help pick up slot corner blitzes like out of nickel 3-3 odd, or maybe even edge blitz like in 3-4 odd, 6-1. Whatever it may be. So the cool thing about PA blocking, you don't actually have to let the play action go through like this. So what you guys can do is put them out on a route. So you guys can send 5 out, or you can just reblock them and it's going to work exactly the same. So for right here, we'll just do some random route combo, just, something like this. I'm going to snap the ball and I have all day in the pocket. Granted, CPU isn't setting up a defense, but this works against all loop blitzes. The middle linebacker just runs straight into the guard. Easy. So if you guys are playing dollar, if you guys are losing to a bunch of those loop blitzes, make sure you guys call it PA play. I call PA snag my favorite play in the Eagles playbook, but there's so many other plays. PA slot corner, PA read, just to name a few of the PA plays in Madden 25. So if you guys are struggling with blitzes, make sure you guys use play action blocking. For our next tip, it's going to be one of the best combos in Madden, just something simple you guys can do out of pretty much any trip set in the game. All you guys are going to want to do is on your outside receiver where Devonta Smith is, you're going to put him out on a speed out and put him about 10 yards. So I'd say that's about 10 yards right there. Then your slot receiver is going to go on a streak, and then your inside receiver, the B receiver, is going to go on a zig. So what this does is all the deep blues are actually going to get pulled by this streak. The streaks will pull out on the other side of the field. It doesn't matter. Just something with good spacing, like this post route right here and this wheel route. And then over on the left, it's going to be really difficult to guard because you have to guard the speed out and the zig. So you kind of have like a high-low read over here. So right here, we're going to read that there's actually a curl flat that's guarding the speed up, and we're going to be able to throw that zig on the break. So let's just say if there was a hard flat right there, so you can even throw the zig versus the hard flat just because a hard flat is actually going to kick out a little bit more. But with KOs, it could be knocked out. So you would just make the read on the speed out right there. And then if you really want, if they're leaving the seam open, which most people don't, you guys can throw that seam streak, or if they get a little aggressive with their switch stick, trying to play something, maybe they think it's coming, you guys can punish them over top with a streak from the slot. But this is one of the best combos in Madden 25, especially with the switch stick meta. So if you guys are looking for certain combos you guys should be calling, this is one of the combos that you guys should call in Madden 25. So for our next tip, it's going to be to base out of a cover 4 defense, just like this. You guys see we have cover 4, and the reason why cover 4 is so good in Madden 25 is going to be due to the inside quarters. So zones are kind of broken this year, and if you move an inside third into the box to stop seam streaks, an inside third actually doesn't move back. He kind of plays almost like a hook curl, and you guys are going to get punished over top. Same thing kind of with deep half. So these inside quarters actually run back like an inside third should. So these quarters are going to sprint back, and they're not going to give up anything over top. Now, if you guys are in a match, it's a little bit different story, but we're in cover 4 drops, so nothing should match right here. And we can do a lot of things out of cover 4 that you should base it out of. So something simple, I'm just going to set up like, a popular blitz where they engage with the guard. I always shade underneath to get hard flats. Hard flats are a really good zone. Also, they're going to take away drags. Anything short, hard flats are going to pretty much take away, and they're really good to switch stick onto, especially if I was to switch stick onto the left slot right here and then switch off. They actually do a really good job once you switch off them. But you guys can do something like this. So over on the left side, we're going to keep this cover 4. We're going to keep this inside quarter over on the right, and then we're going to kind of change it almost to like a cover 2 over on this right side. And this is one of the simple shells that you can run in Madden 25. That's going to give your guys his opponent hell. So on the strong side, we're running the cover 4. Backside, we're almost running like a cover 2 with an inside quarter. And this is one of the better shells just to take away corners and just even the switch stick too. we can switch stick over to this vert hook and we can go kind of, free roam a lot. This vert hook's also going to take away, seam streaks, et cetera, et cetera. So if you guys aren't basing your defense out of cover 4, you guys should start doing that to win more games. So for our next tip, it's going to be how to beat man-to-man coverage, and I'm going to do this out of a trips formation, and I'm going to give you guys routes that I really love versus man-to-man coverage. So pretty much every formation has a trip, so any sort of trips, tray by flex, trio, you guys can do this out of. All you guys want to do is your inside receiver right here. He's going to go on a slant. Your tight end, if they have a short post, you can call a short post. Otherwise, do a in route stemmed up about 10 yards, maybe even more. You can either block your running back or put him on a flat like this. Then your outside receiver, which is going to be Devonta Smith, is going to go on a streak. Just in case we guess wrong, he's going to be a clear out for the in route if he gets deep. And then your slot receiver and Deion Sanders is going to be on a zig. The zig is going to fry man-to-man coverage. Moss will beat man-to-man coverage, and so will Darnell Washington. Right here, we're going to call this. I get screamed at right there. Let me call that one more time. But Darnell Washington, Randy Moss, and our zig route was actually getting open. So I'm actually going to just block my running back here so I don't get screamed at. Okay, I got screamed at again. All right, so we're doing really well right now. But as you guys can see right here, Darnell Washington and this slant actually are getting open right here. So once we have time to throw Randy Moss, we can throw him. Otherwise, we can throw Darnell Washington on this break against man-to-man coverage. And then we also have this zig from the safety is getting there late. The guard that zig route in man-to-man coverage. But we should be able to throw that on the break as well. So let me try this one more time. Hopefully we don't get screamed at. We probably will. There we go. Don't get screamed at. And we're going to be able to throw that on the in route a little bit earlier than I wanted to. If you have a short post, you guys should call a short post over an in route. But either or will work. So we're able to throw this zig route against man. And all three of these routes, the in route, the zig, and the slant, are really good. So make sure you guys incorporate this in any offense. When you guys are thinking about route combos, if you guys don't have trips, let's say you guys are a bunch guy, think about, zig routes, slant routes in your offense and how you can incorporate them. And that is going to be the 8th tip. For the 9th tip, this is going to be a big one. A lot of people struggle in the red zone. I'm going to give you guys the best red zone play year in and year out. It is actually ruled Madden 22, 23, 24, and now in Madden 25. All you guys want to do is put Y on a flat, which is your slot receiver and Deion. Your inside or your outside receiver, excuse me. He's going to go on an in route. Didn't mean to snap that right there. He's going to go on the in route, so the play is going to look like this. Then your B receiver is going to go on a drag. This drag right here is going to be super tough to defend. And then your tight end is going to go on an in route or a post that's going to stem to the back of the end zone, and he's going to run across the end zone, and then your running back goes on a wheel. So what we could do is we could throw that early. Hopefully it doesn't hit the D-line head. We could throw that early and get a couple yards. Otherwise, if that's taken away, we're looking for this drag and then making our way back to the in route. Right here, that in route's going to fry man-to-man coverage. It's going to do the same thing with zones. Hook zones don't really guard that. They kind of run towards the middle of the field, leaving that open. So really the only way to guard that in route is usering it. And if they user it, it's going to open up everything else for us in the red zone. It's going to open up the slant. It's going to open up the drag. Right here, as you guys see, we throw the drag versus man-to-man coverage. It's going to work with zone as well. Cover 2, cover 3, cover 4. The only way you really get stopped in this play is if you get switch sticks. So try to avoid getting switch sticked with this play. It's going to be really hard to, and that is going to be the red zone play. And for the final tip of the video that help you guys win more games, if this helped you guys, hit the like button, also the sub button, and let me know down in the comments below what you guys would like to see, what you guys are struggling with. I'm going to try to help you guys as much as I can. But pretty much what you guys are going to do is send the whole crib. I would prefer to do this out of 3-4 odd or 6-1, where you just send all the linebackers. You're going to have one user on the field. You're going to want to make sure your baseline, you want to make sure you press. And then after you, I don't know why we're not pressing, so I'll just manually press my corners. We'll move Ty Law over here. Right now I'm in man because I'm running pinch buck O. But we're going to put our outside corners in hard flats, and then make sure you zone drop your safeties into 5-yard hook curls. So these 5-yard hook curls are going to take away something that they try to just snap throw. And then your user can be manned up to somebody. He can be in a mid-read. Whatever you guys want to do, it can look something like this. Now, this is going to be cheat post right here. So we're going to let him motion over. Now we're sending 7. Everybody should be sent right here. And we're going to be able to take away everything early, make them roll out, make them make a decision whether they're going to try to scramble for 7. If they try to scramble, it's not going to be good, just because there's 7 people running at them. Also, if they try to throw something late, those hook curls play a really good job on or at safety, just stopping curl routes, zig routes, whatever it may be. Hopefully the computer will throw something right here so I can show you guys. Right here. Jane Daniels, please throw something. As you guys can see, he tries to roll out, nothing. And if we go to instant replay, there is pretty much nothing. This is a popular play in the red zone. I guess this flat route's kind of there, but he's really not there just because that outside cornerback got bumped by a route. So with a KO, he's going to knock that out. He's kind of playing both, so he can't throw that curl in the back of the end zone. And then this hook's playing the zig route from the slot receiver. This hook curl is playing this backside post. My user's kind of slacking right here. I should be back here to play anything that gets in between both of these safeties. But Jaden Daniels doesn't have any time, so he's able to get sacked. And that's the whole thing, is to apply pressure in the red zone and play super aggressive, try to get a stop. That's what we're down here for. We don't want to, if we give up 7, it is what it is. We are probably more than likely giving up 7, but if we can apply some pressure and get a turnover in the red zone, it's going to be huge, especially in a game where it's so hard to get stopped. So if this video helped you guys, let me know, and I'm going to catch you guys in the next one.